Hello ladies and gents, and welcome to the Coleman Had a Dream YouTube channel. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Di, I'm your regular host. I'm back on my own after being joined by the brilliant Gwennon Harris last time. I'm going to talk to you about Netherlands 3, Wales 2. Disappointing defeat given the manner of it and how we got back into the game. However, it's a sign of how far we've come, I think, that we're disappointed to lose into the Netherlands in Rotterdam at the Kuip. They've only lost twice since 1990 at the Kuip. And here we are disappointed about that defeat. It shows how far we've come, and I think that's a real positive. I think you can say that about the window as a whole, really, but Ruth and I will be covering that on a full podcast in the near future. Starting with the team selection, given the injuries and the players who've had to leave the camp, I was pretty happy with the team selection, to be honest. I thought Johnson and James up front would be a good combination, fast and direct and able to push and press high. It was basically our first choice back five. Obviously, change at fullback, and it was kind of debatable whether Mepham would start in that. But by and large, that was strong and solid, and it was great again to see Ampadu in midfield. I think he's proved to me once again that that's his kind of natural position for Wales. So overall, I was pretty happy with that. I think as the game started, it was obvious we were kind of under threat quite quickly. I thought they started the game really, really well. In fact, I thought De Jong and De Ligt through the whole game were absolutely fantastic. I thought De Ligt looked just like a monster at some points, the way he's physically dominating people, and he seemed in such control. Equally, De Jong, the way he kind of passed and moved the ball and kind of dictated the game a little bit. I thought he's really is some player, that boy. For Wales, I felt we kind of ceded possession a bit too cheaply. We were looking to do things that were never going to work at times. Playing it long to Brennan Johnson, trying to find their head, and Dan James the same, is not really particularly helpful at times. But I guess sometimes you're under pressure. You've just got to kind of get rid of the ball and do something with it. Obviously, their early-ish first goal in the stadium, I kind of felt a bit disappointed with that, to be honest. I thought we lost the ball quite cheaply on their right, our left. And as the ball kind of came across, I thought it was a kind of a defendable situation. Looking back at it, I mean, the speed at which he's turned and then turned again and shot is very dynamic, to say the least, and it was a great quality finish at the time. I thought Hennessy maybe could have done more. It didn't kind of look quite like it was in the corner, if you like, but it didn't need to be. It was such a good finish. It was so quick. The way he moved everyone about, unbalanced his defenders, I thought was a great finish. If I'm being super critical, I could maybe say that perhaps, the two of them there, Rod and Davis, both of them dived in for both of the dummies. Perhaps one of them could have stood him and one of them could have tried to close him down a bit more rather than both doing the same thing. But I mean, it's easy for me to say that in hindsight. I think when you're in that, the speed in that moment was fantastic, really. So can't have too many complaints there. It's not perfect, but it's not the end of the world. I think the second one is a bit unfortunate as well. Kind of turn the ball over, the deflection, the rebound, if you like, has kind of fallen back to them. And again, can't complain about the finish, absolute bottom corner. So at the time I was a bit disappointed, but looking back, I think it's one of those, it is what it is. They're a very good side ultimately, and you pay the price for any sort of errors or any piece of misfortune. They can take advantage of it. For our goal, super happy with how it came about, really. Great turnover in a good position from Harry Wilson, something we actually ended up not doing that much of, but the way he kind of pushed and pressed and won the ball and moved it quickly, I thought was great. I mean, Johnson's got so much to do, kind of as he bears down on goal there, 2-3 people around him, absolutely picks the bottom corner against a very good goalkeeper in Sillison. Great finish, gets us back in the game, and a good point in the game not long before half time. So, great way to kind of build up some momentum going into half time and into the second half as well. Started to make some changes as the game wore on. Understandably so. It was good to see Aaron Ramsey come in. Obviously, I thought Bale would look good when he came on as well. Some very nice touches. Obviously, still not quite 100%, but I felt like the more Ramsey, especially, I thought showed just how good his ball retention quality is and what he's capable of when we have the ball. His touches and awareness was good. We didn't quite find the final ball as much as I would have liked, because we did have some opportunities. There was one in particular through to Bale where he just didn't quite get the kind of angle of the pass right. But, we're talking very fine margins here, so I can't be too critical, I guess. For the goal, the equaliser, for the penalty, I got a text off one of my friends here saying, I'm not sure that's a pen. And in the ground, it looked like a stone wall. Having watched it back, I have no idea what anyone can have any complaints about. Roberts has won the ball and has taken a forearm to the back of the head, basically. I think this, so it's a penalty all day for me. I'm not really sure what the VAR check was for, but there you go. Good finish by Bale, right into the corner. Keeper could do nothing about it, so very happy with that. It's just so frustrating to end the game that way, having got back into it. Brilliant, you know, celebrations around us, and you know, it was a great moment. You can hear my voice is still not quite back at its best, but it was a great moment and an enjoyable 30 seconds. Unfortunately, again, if I'm being critical, could someone have, you know, Johnson or Bale pressed high up the pitch from kickoff to try and see if they'll make them go back or slow them down a little bit, maybe. One ball forward, it's been flicked on by a player, I think, and it's just fallen in that, you know, 1 square foot that Memphis Depay happens to be at that time. Is, you know, I think it was Ampadu, maybe, I think it got a bit under the header and it just kind of flicked it on. And if it goes 1 foot further forward or 1 foot further back, I don't think Depay can run onto it and hit it the same way as he does. But it didn't. It falls exactly in that spot where he can sprint onto it first time and kind of wraps his foot around it. And very frustrating, but, you know, I think looking at the positives, we've got to be excited about the fact that we did come back into the game so well. It still wasn't our first team. Away at a very tough ground to go to against a very good side, even though, again, it was their B team, but still lots of positives to be taken from it. And I think positives from the window as a whole. I mean, ultimately, this window is about qualifying for the World Cup, and that's what we've done. So we've taken a point off Belgium in between all of that, which is great. Obviously, there's frustration at conceding 3 late goals in 3 different games to lose us points. But this window is all about one thing. And if we can go now against Belgium and Poland in September and see if we can kind of pick up a win and a draw there, I think that'll keep us up. I think probably a win against the Poles will keep us up on its own, to be honest, because of their goal difference. But I think a win and a draw will definitely keep us up, which would be a great achievement in and of itself, considering the circumstance. So, you know, we've still given ourselves a chance through all of this, which is a fantastic achievement. And I think overall we can be happy with how the window's gone. Obviously, some of the games have been disappointing in how they've ended, but generally speaking, I'm pretty happy with everything that's happened because we're going to Qatar. Just to finish, big thanks to everyone who's watched all these videos. Very much appreciate it. We'll be back with some more stuff over the summer, both on the podcast. Ruth and I are going to be doing a full review, reflection, whatever, of this window. And lots more to come in the very near future around the World Cup and the Nations Leagues games in September. Thank you very much for watching. Very much appreciate it. Last thing. Just wanted to say, a brilliant time in Rotterdam. Obviously, watching a game on my doorstep is fantastic, but met so many great people, and people who watch and listen came over and said hello, which was really lovely. And it was great to kind of be in the sun with my mates. As you can see, my nose is still very pink. Be in the sun with my mates, drinking and singing songs, and just having a great laugh with people around you. So yeah, fantastic couple of days, and I'm sure there's a few empty bank accounts and strong headaches knocking about these days still. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gents. Please like and subscribe to Coleman Had a Dream YouTube channel, and we'll be back with more very, very soon. Thank you, and bye-bye.